What's up, guys? So today we're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance slash repair on this ES15S motion screwdriver. It has 5 torque modes, 3 speeds, an impact setting, a gyro in it that you can spin it clockwise or counterclockwise and back it off by returning it to center. It's got some fancy stuff in it. It's cool. It's got 2 layers of nylon gears and the last layer is aluminum. So dirt can get stuck in between those gears, or it could be missing lubricant from the factory, which will eventually cause a grinding noise to become apparent, and that doesn't sound too good. Even after a couple days of use too, from a brand new screwdriver, that was the case for me. It ended up sounding like a metal on metal grinding noise. So in order to fix that, you need to either add some lubricant, or you just kind of need to add some lubricant or remove any dirt or debris in there if that's the case. So for the lubricant, you want to use this silicone compound, or you can use any nylon-based lubricant should be fine. If you want to use like a precision tip one, we can. That's what I'm using here too. So those two will come in handy, and then in order to take apart the screwdriver, it's pretty straightforward. You do have to unsolder the light on it. That's probably the hardest part. And the gears and everything are really small too, so you want to make sure you keep track of everything. So yeah, unsolder, you want to have a soldering iron to undo that. I'm just using the Miniware. There's the TS101 that I'm using with the stock tip. Then some alcohol, just in a spray bottle in case your solder gets messy. You can use some solder wick if you bridge the points and you need to take the solder off, and some solder using lead. Should be okay. I don't know the exact number. I'm pretty new to soldering, so if I can do it, you can do it. Some tweezers. It just helps making everything easier. Got 2 sets of them. And then some Q-tips to clean some residue off inside if it's all dirty. And then I'm using this clamp over here. I'll show you guys. This is just something to hold the screwdriver, the battery, and like the mechanism in place while you're unsoldering the light. So I'll use that. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm not going to show you guys the sound of it now because I actually already opened it up and put lubricant in it and made sure there was no debris in it. So I'm just going to do it again for the video so you guys can see, just in case anybody else is having this problem. So the first step in disassembling the screwdriver is going to be removing this middle ring right here. So we'll go ahead and start with that. So just untwist. And what I do is actually set it down because there is a ribbon cable in between these two, and just in case you pull or stretch or do anything with it, you can kind of have it against a solid surface so there's not tension. It's got slack. I guess I could say tab. Yeah, there's this gray tab. You'll go ahead and flip it up and the ribbon cable just pops right out. And this, or actually I could show this camera a little bit better. These 2 little pads with the ribbon cable connection to the light at the bottom is what we're going to be unsoldering right now so we can do the maintenance on the gears. So we can set it up in our clamp nice and tight. I don't want it going anywhere. Cool. It's at 350. I'm gonna pull the wire away and use my left hand since rough. So your cable will be straight up, kind of like that, and soldered like that to the board. Mine was pressed flat down because I had it split, kind of like how I was showing. So now the next step will be the next step is going to be to loosen this end of it here. So you'll just loosen the end to the left and be careful. There is a little white clear plastic piece that protects the light in this piece. You can go ahead and leave it in there. it's still in there, as you can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. Then you could take off your middle ring, and now you could slowly push out the light, kind of. Be very careful because you don't want to break this cable, especially if your points get caught somewhere. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention how it might be a little harder to get it off. Take off your O-ring, your grommet from the top. That kind of holds the light in place as well. And as you can see, everything just kind of comes out. So you could pull your light out very carefully. You got your light. Then there's a kind of like a black piece that goes under the light in between. So you could go ahead and take this all apart very carefully. Be mindful about, I'll show this camera, be mindful for these two connections on the side right here that are going to this flex ribbon cable thing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, just be mindful. You used to have to unsolder and take this whole board off, but now you don't. In here, there's going to be a ball bearing in between two washer things, spacers. And in this gray thing in the middle, I'll come back over here. This gray thing has all the spinning gears. And there's a little bolt that you'll need to take apart. The first thing you can do is take this off. You don't need to take this apart yet. And to do that, you just kind of give it a little wiggle. And then I like to do it down. Keep that there. And we know exactly what order this stuff comes in. You put it exactly the way that it came out, so that way it goes in. And in here is, I'll just show you guys. There's 3 little pins in there. And that's what locks the screwdriver when you need to keep it locked. You don't need to lube that up because you want to keep the screwdriver, you want to be able to use it in the first couple moments manually, and if you lube this up, you might not be able to do that no more. So that's why it kind of locks from side to side. Oops. And it helps to use the tweezers a lot when you're dealing with these small parts, because they are very, very annoying after a little while. And if you drop them, that's that. So cool. We'll go ahead and leave that to the side right there. We have this piece, and then this piece, the bearing in between. This piece you can lube. You can lube this. So try and take that out. Put it back the way that it came in. Like that. You can leave all that. You can leave this on if you want. You can lube it or take it off. I left it on to fix the problem. Then in order to take these screws out on the side, you can use a bit from the case. And it's actually the smallest one on this one. So you can use that to remove these side screws. So cool. There's my 2 little bolts right there. And then once you have that done, you can go ahead, and I like to keep it upright again because all the gears are going to be in there, and take off the top motor. So this is the motor, which has your little casing, your washer that keeps all of the gears protected might be stuck to your motor. And there's a little gear on that spins. So then what I did to make sure there was no problems was I went row by row and tried to figure out which gears was giving me issues. And then I lubed them up. So it's easiest just to take out each cog, 4x4, and put them on the row. But to take them out, there are these 4 little holes in there, as you can see. You can use your tweezers to grab 2 of them on one side, and as long as they're in both of the holes, and kind of gently pull it out. If it doesn't want to come out, oh, but it just came out, so just be mindful if it doesn't want to come out. And then there's going to be another spacer in there. You'll go ahead and take that out. And then do the same with the next level of gears. It's okay if the gears come out individually. So you really don't want to lose any of them. Let me take out this next one, and this is where the last final layer, the bottom layer, will have the metal cogs, or the gears. I don't know why I keep calling them cogs. It's Gears of War. See, so these ones are going to be the metal ones right here. Let's see if I can show the camera. So these are the gears at the bottom of the ES15. For everybody that was wondering out there, they are metal. So if you want to take the last actual holder for all the gears out, you do need to unscrew these bottom ones. But since I know I did it last time, there's, and it's all good. I'm not going to do it this time, but that would be an extra step if you needed to really get down and dirty in there. So then what I like to do is, I have everything out and I'm spinning it right now. It spins flawlessly. You can't hear it. You hear nothing. So you take one of your Q-tips or whatever, you get in there, you give it a little clean. You want to make sure it's clean. You want to make sure all of your gears are clean too. What I do is then I get a little silicone compound. I'd start putting your gears back one by one. Spinning, making sure that it still spins flawlessly. Put the next gear. And I know this can take time, so, and it could be frustrating, for sure. It's really rewarding at the end when it's fixed, because, it's a nice screwdriver and you want it to perform the way it was meant to be. So the next gear's in, we're spinning, we're good. Like that. Oh yeah. You see when you spin that and it's good, sounds good. So once you have your lube and you figured out your gear problem, now you're on the home stretch. You just take your motor, you line it up back with the holes. And it can be tricky at first, because the problem is the motor's got to get in between. All right, there it is. And there's going to be a lot of grease, so it might sleep through the holes. That's fine. Now you'll go ahead and reattach your two side bolts. And then you can go ahead and use your precision lube. I'll show, I guess, this camera, and then you can lube up the bearing. Cool. And then you'll go back to your original piece. You'll get your bearing the way that it came, because it goes like that. Put your bearing back in. Put your other spacer back on top. Should look just like that. Then match these bad boys back up. Beautiful. Just like that. So then we can reconnect the light, and this time you will get the correct points. Cool. And then once you're set up there, you can take your original end piece and screw that back on, because that'll hold the light in place. And then we can solder the light back on, and then we're good for business, ladies and gents. So we'll go ahead and get this ready for solder. I want to make sure. Oh, we should be good. So, once you have your screwdriver put back together and all good, make sure your impact setting is off. So just go to impact. Impact. Off. Go back to your settings. Turn on your set screwdriver. Oh my god. You guys hear that sound? Anyways, yeah, that's how your screwdriver should perform. And then if you want to put your impact back on, you can. So now let's go to 3, go to impact. Oh. And then if you do want to like test out and like see if you can use impact on something, it'll still work. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of how to fix your screwdriver or maintenance it. Yeah, nifty.